Peace. Peace. Coming to you live from North Las Vegas, Nevada. Sending love and shouts out to everybody worldwide. My name is Anthony Calori. This is the Preciate You podcast. And yeah, today is Friday. Today is Friday. I cracked myself a beer and I'm gonna enjoy it. Yeah, I've been working on some things, trying to catch myself when I'm in those little negative thought patterns and recalling things in a negative way and just putting a fucking stop to it. And if I have a negative memory or a negative feeling toward the past or a person, I try to flip it and remember the good times, in the midst of, there's 365 days a year. Not every day is terrible, even when you're broke. And, I think when we have when we have a falling out with someone or people, it's easy to put up that defense mechanism and only remember the bad times or remember them and, bring up, just choose to remember the negative to justify why you're not speaking to that person now. And sometimes you wish you could, and just to say hello or see how they're doing, but there's something inside of you that's like, man, fuck that, it ain't worth it. But in reality, there is a feeling or an inkling that it might be worth it just to maybe address whatever the fuck it is that's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? Because we have no idea how other people feel, or what they're thinking, or what their perspective is, unless they've told you or tried to explain it to you. But when there's been a significant amount of time and space between people, you really don't know what the fuck they're going through or how much they've grown even. We like to put people in these little time. I don't know, we just don't we don't respect other people's time and space enough to recognize that maybe they might have grown some. And so that's just some shit I've been talking to myself about and catching myself doing, just kind of like, man, it's probably not worth it anyway. And, but I don't know, man. I feel humbled lately. I've come to grips with, since I've been about 18, 19 years old, my life has been in my own hands. And whatever it is I don't like about that's gone, whatever I don't like about my life that's happened over the last 10 or 11 years has really been on me. And it's, it's been a hard pill to swallow. And so it's not just like, oh, well, I'm at where I'm at because I've done what I've done. Same thing with my friendships and relationships and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? You can go down a rabbit hole of, really being surprised by how much control you really had, but too busy doing this and that, and too busy in the mind running around, and being young it's kind of an excuse. I think deep down we all are who we are, while we kind of like hurry around and we kind of hurry around trying to figure out who we are, establishing who we are. And, we pretend like we know everything, just because we want to seem like we do, but we know we don't. And, I just kind of look back over the last 10 years. It's like, God damn, man, changed your mind quite a bit, and and you had a good time, didn't you? Oh yeah, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it because soon we got some work to do. And yeah, so I just been thinking of positively, and like I said, even looking back on those times, I don't. It's not a wasted 10 years at all. I gained a lot of skills and some grit, if you will, and made enough mistakes and made harsh enough mistakes to I've learned how to love having a organized life. You know what I mean? And it's really nice waking up, kind of knowing what you're gonna do. Because I remember waking up a lot of days like, I wonder what today's gonna bring. Hopefully a good time. But other than that, you didn't really, besides getting money and having a good time, you weren't really thinking about anything else. And in spurts, you're like, this is what my calling is. But in reality, man, you're just chasing ass and, just trying to have fun. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you gotta figure it out, right? And in the midst of doing that, it's like, you're figuring out how much game you have and, you know, what the dating life is like. It's not just like, oh, you just fucking around bullshit. And there's a lot of experiences you have in the midst of that. You don't stand still and have a good time. You gotta you gotta move around. So you see a lot of shit, you do a lot of shit, meet a lot of people, and it's all worth it. It's all worth it. It's just, if only if only I knew the secret of just kind of having a schedule that I stuck to that didn't fold for anybody, because that's just what has worked for me, lately, and just being disciplined in that, and not just running wild, or or being stagnant, even, you know. And so yeah. Anyway, just being organized with my thoughts, and yeah, say something negative, say 3, 6, 10 positive things. You know, it's like being mad at yourself, like a child is mad at a parent. Just like, God, you're so fucking stupid. You just don't get it. you know. But really, it's like, dude, I provide for you. You know what I mean? I love you. I take care of you. I pay your insurance. You know what I'm saying? I put gas in your car, and it's you talking to yourself. Because that's just the reality. It's like, why the fuck you being so goddamn mean to yourself? You know, you're not a fucking idiot. You just ain't organized. You just ain't got the discipline. Just don't have the help that you need. Don't have the help that you could easily find but are afraid to ask for. You know, you ain't even trying to look for a better situation because you don't think you deserve it. You know, shit like that. So fuck that. And it's been positivity, 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 man. And what's been helping me is just not overthinking shit. Just saying yes and no to things. The things I say yes to, I do it. The things I say no to, I don't do it. The things I say I'm gonna do, I do. And it's in seeing the positive and best parts of whatever it is. It's not about whether I want to do it or not. It's like, is this what's best for everybody? And if it is, I'm gonna do it. If it's like having to choose between spending time with people and going to work. It's like, well, how much do you need money as soon as possible? Do you need it like really as soon as possible, or kind of as soon as possible? And a lot of times you really need it, and so don't don't feel bad, for making the right thing a priority. Because the right thing isn't always the thing that feels good and isn't always the thing that you want, but it is always the most beautiful and most positive outcome. Not right now, not in the moment, but It's the most positive result. How is this going to end? You know, if I keep putting this off and I keep doing what feels good and feels comfortable and what keeps making everyone happy, you know, it's all about what's going to bring the most harmonious result. And positive thinking is that, you know what I'm saying? And not just positive thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna fuck this off and everything's gonna go great anyway. No, not like that. Like like I'm like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Mike Tyson said it best: "Do what you hate to do, but do it like you love it." You know, and that's really it. There's something beautiful that can come out of everything, and working hard and thinking positively about it, and manifesting and imagining and not just and really doing it and physically making it happen every day. There's nothing negative about that. There's no reason to have a negative attitude about that shit at all. And so that's where it's at. That's what I've kind of come to this week, and it's been a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a motherfucker. But yeah, what else? Hold on a second. Why? Take a swig of this. So me and April been catching up a lot. We're going to the Las Vegas Aces game on Sunday. Last home game of the season, and it'll be a nice timeout. But something we do every day, if not every day, every other day, is sit down or I'll be in the kitchen, cooking up something or doing something, and she'll be sitting at the little bar area, and we just talk, and and yeah, I just appreciate those moments, and being able to talk to my woman about anything, and lately I found myself more open to share things that might be embarrassing, like real embarrassing shit, like coming of age type of stuff, the shit that you did when you were a kid when nobody was looking, you know, um, and even just really embarrassing moments, in general that, shit like that, and also just talking about, elementary school, middle school, high school, and just all the differences in those times and what life was like. Uh, yeah, it's just so crazy to look back at being 13 years old, you know. Um, it's just a trip. It's just a trip. I had no idea who I was when I was 13. Um, yeah, it's just so crazy, man. Just trying to fit in, outgrowing old friends and, not really fitting in with your new friends, but just kind of making it making it work, you know what I'm saying? And um, yeah, I just remember being 13 years old and just wanting to hang out with the baddest kids, like the worst kids. And I remember at that time thinking that, these kids were all fucking big and way bigger than me and like, were damn near, about to be adults. And the kids you always looked up to just seemed to be like grown as fuck and knew way more than you. And you just wanted to, I don't know, you wanted to know shit too. You didn't necessarily want to be like them, but you wanted to be hip to all the shit that the real world was about. And the real world was, half of it is through the bad kids and half of it is through the good kids, because the good kids are like, man, I don't give a fuck about anything and I'm just trying to have a good time, and that makes sense. And then you have the good kids who are like, oh my god, my dad's gonna kill me because I'm averaging you know a C plus or a B minus or something, and no, I can't, I can't come out and do that tonight because my mom said this and that. And it's just like, there's like two sides of it that are like polar opposites where you can go kick it with the homies and go smoke a joint with your boy's mom. You know what I'm saying? At 13 years old, you can go do that. Or, you can figure out how you can get on the summer, a summer league, like basketball camp with your friend who on like the traveling team, and they're going to travel, during the summer, they're going to go up and down California, or they're going to go to fucking Florida and go play in some, tournament, so you can get ready for next season, you know what I mean? And go to college and, maybe get a scholarship and all that type of shit, but it's just, I feel like those two things are, if you mix them together a little bit, just take the best of both worlds. You can, you'll just have a nice balance. And as a kid, you just always feel torn between not wanting to go to jail, right, but wanting to hang out with who you felt was cool, and not wanting to become a dork, but wanting to be successful and make a lot of money one day because you knew that your friends were never gonna make any fucking money. I mean, I just remember like looking at my friend one day in eighth grade and being like, "Bro, what are we doing?" you know, we're always broke. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to fucking get fucked up and chill and stuff like that, but like we out here just being broke. And it was just a weird ass time, man. Like it was just fucking retarded. And when I go back to middle schools now and I look at those kids there, I just like, Jesus Christ, I would choke these little motherfuckers to death with one hand. You know what I mean? These kids are babies, and how I just feel so fucking silly, like just remembering my teenage years thinking that I was a bad motherfucker in any kind of way, because I would just beat the dog shit out of myself. Like if if I can go back in time, I just fuck myself up, man. I just hit be like, holy shit, dude, is that? And then, just wrap myself up, dude. Because holy shit, I needed it. I needed it, and thank God for my cousin Charlie, because he knew it, and he threatened to do it a few times, and really just steered me in the right direction when I was going all the way left, and just really just really just being a poser, man. I mean, I don't look back at those times and look at any of my friends back then as like, and I don't want to say anybody's name, but any of my friends who went to prison or jail, they did it. Like that's what a real, that's what people who really gang bang do. They go to prison. You know what I mean? And so my friends who that unfortunately ended up having to go to prison. Um, I don't say that lightly at all. Like it really bothers me, to say that about a lot of these guys who went to juvenile hall and all that type of shit. It was sad. It was sad back then. I didn't I didn't like it. I didn't like it when our friends went to jail and came back just kind of fucking crazy. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Um, so the guys who yeah, so the guys who did it all the way and actually went to prison, that's what it got them. You know what I'm saying? And for the ones that um for the ones that who didn't go to jail or didn't go to prison, um, they were pretending more so. Even the ones that, Wallow would say that they were pretending as well and they went to prison for being something that they're not. But I'm not trying to take it that far. Um, I'm trying to take it as far as the consequence, which is, yeah, a real gangster, a real robber, a real killer, they go to prison. Like that's, a so-called real one. That's where you go. right? But Wallow's philosophy, I guess, is that for himself anyway, and I'm not speaking for him, but he went to prison for being something that he's not, because we're not killers and we're not robbers and we're not gangsters, you know what I'm saying? We're all just trying to fill in that void. A lot of my friends didn't have their biological fathers in their life. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. A lot of my friends who hurt people and got hurt didn't have their biological fathers in their life, or their fathers had passed away, while they're really young. So I look at all these boys, including myself back then, as just kids who were little boys who were trying to become men. And, this was the outlet that we found, you know what I mean? And it was a big waste of time, when I started learning how to play piano, you know, um, I definitely cried a couple times thinking about, how much I'm gonna look forward to instilling this beautiful thing called music in my own child's life and getting them hip to it, and them just having that beauty in their life at a young age, um, and them being able to experience it as I experienced it as an adult, And what's so cool for me is that, it's still all so new to me and will be for the rest of my life because I started, at such a late age. So um, I always have wonder in my eyes, and so back then we all just were in pain and didn't know how to deal with it, and we're just coping by trying to be tough and trying to get high and trying to drink, and but also cracking jokes and having a good time and forming a little clique, and thinking that we're tough guys, and and having each other's back, so to speak. And it was a good time, you know what I mean? But eventually, your boys start going in and out of jail, and then once they start getting faded, and they've been in jail a few times, so God knows the type of shit that's going on in their mind on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly just trying to prove themselves to the homies. You know what I'm saying? And just stuck in that way. And you just can't be drinking with these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I like to hang out with the guys who are stone cold sober. You gotta watch out for some of them though, because they're anger addicts. But the dudes who've been through a lot of shit, been to prison and come back out and just want to get faded, man. All they're trying to do is fight, man. And people I love the most started doing that shit way too much with me, and I think I was like 19 when I was like, I'm done with this shit. Are you fucking serious? Like I'm done. I'm done with motherfuckers getting drunk and telling me the craziest shit I've ever heard, and crying on your shoulder, talking about the craziest shit you've ever heard about, just things that they've done, and you're just like, bro, I don't know. You're so fucked up. I don't know if you're just lying, bro, or you know what I'm saying? if I, yeah, yeah. It's like for some of you guys, you lucky I never been to. You lucky I never been to prison, because some of the shit these motherfuckers say, it's like, man, I be trying to, if I had lifetime parole and I was trying to shorten that thing, boy, I'd be like, what'd you say? Oh my, that's crazy. Say it one more time. I'm just fucking around, man. I used to think that not going to jail and not going to prison was an accomplishment until someone told me that was the stupidest thing that they'd ever heard. Stupidest thing they ever heard. And yeah, it kind of sounds like it when you think about it. Life isn't that it's hard, but like when you play by the rules, it's not that hard. You know what I mean? I had to learn that too. I was like, damn, how many cars am I not gonna put in my name, buy, drive without insurance, smoke weed around until the fucking till the wheels fall off, and when am I gonna get tickets in, not pay them, you know, not pay my taxes. Like how many times does it take for a young person to realize that you need a fucking driver's license? You know what I mean? You need insurance, You can't pay for it. Goddamn, man. I'm not just saying this as like someone who is a master at life. I'm talking to myself about 10 years ago. you know, like what the fuck are you thinking, dude? You wanna fucking die? You wanna get a fucking DUI, huh? You wanna kill somebody? At one of my lowest moments in life, I left a friend's birthday party and got so fucked up. Got so fucked up. And and uh and they're like, "Yeah, you good to drive?" And I was not good to drive. But I got an incredible poker face. Incredible, especially back then. Now I don't think so. I think my liver's taking one too many punches in the face. But anyways, my poker face was impeccable. I got in the car and I was at rock bottom in real life. I was having a great time at the party. Really, really great time. But I was living with my grandmother at the time on my biological father's side, who I maintained a relationship with. And and long story short, we were already falling out, and I was driving home, and I just became real upset and mad at the world, and just hit the gas and did one of the did something that, even though nothing happened to anybody, I feel like I'm still paying karma for. And I just punched the gas and I did 100 miles an hour through a red light, in a red light in a residential area. And that motherfucker was red for a while. It didn't just turn red. And I just remember thinking, I just don't give a fuck about what happens right now. And it was the most um, selfish moments I've ever had in my entire life. Super embarrassing moment. And yeah, I just remember I flew through that motherfucker. Was so afraid that I didn't just fly through it like I don't give a fuck. I felt like I didn't give a fuck, but reality was as I was crossing that intersection, I was so scared, dude. I was so scared and instantly thought to myself, you are a piece of shit. You look at you, man. You're pathetic. And so what I do after that, I did what any loser would do, and I went to my old, oh man, I went to my old high school. Oh, like any fucking loser. And I did donuts. I did donuts. And I hit a little parking lot island, those little cement blocks, and I totaled my car. Drunk off my fucking ass. And I don't just mean like, I wasn't like, woo, yeah. Like I was out of it, you know? Uh, I remember just being wasted and I fucked the axle all up. The car wouldn't go anywhere. Shit was fucked. And I was in my high school and there was always cops. Always in the parking lot. And like I said, I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to go to jail. I wanted to sign, seal, and deliver on the on the certification of me being a bum. I did, man. I did. And and yeah, so I was just sitting there fucked up. I had my cell phone in my car. I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I was so fucking scared. I was like, I'm gonna go to jail. And so what I do, like any poor fucking kid would do, call his grandmother, right, and ask her for help, right? And I call her, tell her what happened. I'm sure I was like, what accident? I probably sound like a fucking idiot. And so she comes over to the school, sees me, and knows that I'm fucked up right away. She's like, "You are so fucked up." And she's an old lady, you know, and so she calls the AAA, and it was like there was like not a car in sight. No cops drove by. Nothing, nothing. Um, and so I was just there, and she's just scolding me, you know, telling me I was just like my dad, my biological father, who had some, you know, some troubles himself as a younger man. And and I was like, yeah, you know. Yep. and and yeah, so I was just so drunk, man, and the guy in the AAA gave me a ride back home, and so I was passing out, falling asleep in my grandma's car. I mean, while we were waiting on AAA, like I probably had fallen asleep and she woke me up, you know. I was that gone. I was like passing out, you know. And I remember getting in his car when everything was finally situated. They towed, you know, the car back to my grandma's. I was in the passenger seat with him, and he was just like, "Geez, man." He's like, "You can't be doing this." He's like, "You don't have too many more of these in you. I promise you that. If you keep doing this, if you keep doing this, it's not gonna go well for you." And so yeah, yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, but you know, that's just old times. I think that was like 2000, I don't know, 14 or something like that. You know, time flies, people change, people grow. And yeah, she kicked me out a couple days after that for sure. For sure. I was being super disrespectful, not to her. I would never ever like actually say or do anything crazy to my grandmother, but just, you know, you're supposed to have some kind of structure and rules at the house. You can't just be letting a grown man, right? A grown up, right? 2014, I'm 22 years old, and I'm like, man, I'm just putting a towel on the door, and I'm gonna smoke a blunt and drink this 40, and leave me alone. You know what I mean? I went to work today. I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna go out and drive drunk, and I'm gonna come home drunk, and it's like, dude, you just can't be doing that, you know. And it's not about like being super philosophical about it. It's just really being like, this is not how a man behaves. Do you not understand that? This is not how a man conducts himself. You're not grown enough. You don't pull enough weight around here to be acting like this. Are you rich? Like, do you got bail money? Oh no. Oh, barely got a job. Oh, just totaled your car, did you? Oh, okay. Oh, but you need some help, do you? 22. Well, how long are we gonna do this? Till 24, 25, 30. You know, it's just you gotta grow up. You gotta learn the hard way. I know everybody does. I definitely did. I needed to know that the stove was hot. I didn't need to believe it. You know what I mean? Needed to know. Oh boy, is the stove hot. That motherfucker, boy. Oh shit. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm enjoying this. I'm not going to say what beer because we're unsullied by sponsorship since 1992. And yeah, that could change at any time though. They could happily change at any time. um, but yeah, good things are going on in the world. No matter what they say, some good music I've been listening to. An artist named FKJ, been around for a while. I want to say he's from France. Don't you know? I don't. My memory's terrible, but his name is French Kiwi Juice, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that he's definitely from Europe and possibly from France. But incredible artist, composer, producer, musician, singer, songwriter, plays every instrument there is. And his new album, Vincent, came out, I believe, in June 2022 this year. And it's pretty fucking incredible. My favorite song is the Brass Necklace song. And shit made me cry. Because that's what music is about. That's the dynamic. I shouldn't say that's, but in that song, the dynamic between what I believe is the masculine, which is like the track itself, like the music, so to speak, itself, and then the vocals on top, the female, the woman's vocals. I don't know if her name is O. I don't know. Um, but incredible, beautiful voice. Um, really brought a tear to my eye, and yeah, just that the partnership and the dynamic between the masculine and the feminine in the song is just incredible, man. It's just incredible, and that's what I feel. I'm not saying like, oh, there's this masculine thing and then there's this feminine thing. It's like, no, that's just what I'm feeling. You know, yeah, it's almost like the song is holding this. It's like holding this woman while she's singing. You know, it's like he's comforting her, and she's comforting him at the same time. It's just really beautiful, and so I highly recommend checking that album out. It's really good. So yeah, so yeah, take a swig of this brew, cause I'm an adult, okay? Cause you gotta drink responsibly. All right. um, yeah. So I was listening to this thing on YouTube about like the master key to opulence or some shit like that. And opulence is like, I don't know, like abundance of wealth or manifesting something that is wealth, and that doesn't mean money. But essentially, the the gist of it, without butchering it, without trying to butcher it, is that with everything that you do, try to take. So, for example, I was talking to April about this earlier. If you want to learn how to speak Spanish, um, you don't want to just learn how to speak Spanish because you want to speak Spanish, right? Like that's kind of not how. That's not where things end. Like, oh, I want to be rich. And it's like, well, you want to be rich, why? And how is definitely important, but um there is this why question. But this dude, I can't remember his name. He was saying take it a step further and don't just ask why, but why not. So I want to be rich. Well, why? Okay, well, you want to be rich. Well, not just why, but why not be rich for a beautiful reason? Right? Why not learn how to speak Spanish for a beautiful reason? right? Why not learn how to play piano for a beautiful reason? Why not start this podcast for a beautiful reason? And what is beauty to you? What would be beautiful about learning how to speak Spanish? Well, I would be able to talk to people. Oh, okay. Well, talking to people is nice, right? But life is a little deeper than that, right? Well, I'd actually be able to get to know so many more people that I never would have been able to know before, right? And now my world is even bigger. And now, who knows? I might run into someone who I now have the power to. I might run into someone who can help me with something that I wouldn't have been able to have access to unless I learned how to speak this language. I might be able to help someone else, and by being able to, I might make some really great friends, you know. Um, so that's a good reason to learn another language, to meet more people, to see who else is interesting out there, to have the ability to communicate with a larger part of the world, right? And the world might just be a little more beautiful if in that way you have more access to it, right? And so I've been thinking a lot about that shit as well, not just positive thinking, but why do I want to learn how to play the piano? Do I just, you know what I mean? Like when I started, did I just want to get some ass and look cool? It was like, no, well, I loved it. And then I was like, well, I didn't just love it. When I started to play, I told myself I want to make other people feel how the music I want to play makes me feel. You know what I mean? The music that I love to listen to makes me feel. And so it's it might be beautiful to be able to play beautifully and contribute some to the world. Maybe play something that's romantic and help someone fall in love. Maybe be able to play at a professional level, because you love it so much, and then with that you'll be able to do something you love and take care of your family. You know, um, there's just maybe you want to be a teacher. Maybe you want to pass down information and share. And enrich other people through these things that you want to do. You know, and that's pretty good motivation, I think. I think that's pretty good motivation to learn something, is to pursue it for its most beautiful version of itself. Well, I can play this song. I can learn how to play this song that reminds me of this person that I love. That's a good reason to learn it, right? I could start this podcast because maybe we could, I don't know, maybe we could connect people to some resources that they wouldn't have access to without hearing this. You know what I mean? Maybe we could put the spotlight on people who wouldn't have it otherwise, who are helping other people in the community, and we make their star bigger and brighter, and we make their ability to help people bigger and better. Um, I see the beauty in that. And I'm starting to see things uh, just a little with a little more depth than I thought they had. And I was like, before I was like, oh man, I want to learn how to play these jazz standards so I can get a gig, and I got to have an hour and then maybe 2 hours of these tunes, and I want to be able to play like this, and it's gonna sound great and all this stuff. But it's like, yeah, but why? But why all that though? You know, or just so you can do it? Is there no reason? Just because it's cool and you like it, you just like to play piano, or is there any love behind it? Is there anything you want the other person to receive from it that doesn't benefit you? It feels good to make other people feel good, of course, but it feels better to know that they're like, it's you're serving them, I should say. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to know that you're serving them and they're getting something that you, if you could, you would love to know what the other person is experiencing, but you can't, All you can do is just serve them and, serve them some beauty one way or another. One way or another. And so yeah, that's been the at the very forefront of everything. Positive thinking, like patterns, habitual positive thinking and putting a stop to the negative thinking right away, right away. Just nuh-uh. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Zero tolerance for that. Okay, yeah, no, let it out, but that's not true. Okay, yeah, and that's all there is to it. And that's all there is to it. I got beer number one down, and I told myself I was gonna drink 2 beers on here, and we're gonna call it a day. So bear with me. Yes, yes. Salute to everybody out there. Salute. Yeah. So I don't know what else is going on out there in the world. I don't want to ramble on and waste anybody's time. Um, but I hope this doesn't seem like a waste of time. There really is something happening here, and I thank you for being here. I'm not afraid to say that. If you're listening to this and you hear my voice, I really fucking appreciate you. I really do. Um, there's some great things that we're gonna do together with this motherfucker. I really believe that, and we're just gonna keep doing shit from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Keep building this brand, this Preciate You brand, and uh, and just keep fucking going, man. Just keep fucking going, man. Keep helping these people in the streets. Keep helping these kids, and uh, and fuck what they think. Ain't ain't shit gonna stop anybody. I'm really grateful to be doing this thing and to be heard, and I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, you might they might not be listening right now. Okay, they might not be listening right now. You know, but trust me, they will be. They will be. And we'll be helping a lot of people. We'll be serving a lot of people, doing some cool shit. It's not about being Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? It's not about being like, this is gonna be the biggest and the best podcast. It's like, no, man, just watch us work, man. Watch us work. Watch us help these people. Watch us build this brand and watch us help these people. That's what it's about. I'm hyped on that. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about creating something that brings people together and helps people. That's the best. I love that. I think that's what I love about basketball. It's just some motherfuckers just getting together and, people doing something cool and staying safe and out of trouble and having fun and being healthy and all that type of shit. It's the best, you know? That's why I love any charity basketball game. If you're hearing this and you need, you know what I mean, you need a 6 man come off the bench for a charity basketball game in Las Vegas, you let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice. Oh God, I'm just fucking around, man. But for real, I'll go buy some new shoes right now. All right, because I haven't bought new shoes to play basketball in to work out in I don't know, shit, 3 years, 4 years. Cause that's me. I don't just until the wheels fall off, baby. Until the wheels fall off. But we're gonna help a lot of people with this thing, and we are helping a lot of people with this thing. And call it what you want, man. The Appreciate You podcast is what's going out there, and helping these folks. It's not just me. It's not just Anthony. It's this. It's this thing. It's you. It's me. It's this thing. And you know, if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? If they would, they could. And if it ain't, then it don't. I'm just kidding. Ah, shit, man. It's been a long week, hot ass week. I deliver out of my car and I don't have AC in Las Vegas. So, I gotta, I'm thugging. I'm thugging in the heat out there, boy. But, stay hydrated, stay healthy. Drink on the weekends. You'll be fine. But yeah, I see my folks out there. It's wild, man. It's wild. It's wild. Las Vegas is a crazy city, but I love it. I love its people, and I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, yeah. But I heard it's like top 10 most dangerous cities in the country. Hey, I'll tell you I'll tell you. I didn't become a statistic until this year, so I can vouch for it that there is crime. There is crime. Man, I'll tell you. Yeah, for those that don't know, in January, a couple days before my 30th birthday, I was carjacked at gunpoint. Yeah, carjacked at gunpoint. I was sitting in my car bullshitting. Not gonna lie, I was on TikTok, door dashing, mad at the world. Oh boy, was I mad at the world. And I was like, man, I'm pulling over. Wait for one of these fucking orders to come through. So I'm sitting there. I pulled over into the. It's a big shopping center plaza type of thing off of Decatur and 215 in North Las Vegas. And I pull over into the Walmart, but not like inside the Walmart. I'm like, in front of some other little shitty store in the plaza. I'm just sitting there on my phone, and I was probably in there for like a smooth 15 minutes, So if someone wanted to jack somebody, and they were waiting there, and they saw me pull up, I'm sure by the you know 12th or 13th minute they were like, I think this is the guy we're gonna jack. You know what I mean? But the problem with that is, and not for me, is they're gonna steal and they're gonna risk going to prison for potentially. I mean, Jesus Christ, they all had guns, and you're still in a car, right? But they didn't hurt me or anything like that. But anyways, I'm jumping ahead. Anyways, so I'm sitting there chilling, and totally in another fucking world. I'm like inside my phone, and I'm also inside my head upset about my financial situation. And next thing I know, my passenger side door goes flying open. And next thing I know, I just see a pistol. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I've had someone pull a gun on me before, but never this close to my face. And just so like, it was a crazy feeling. And then so I look to my right, shit flies open. He's like, get out the fucking car, just straight up like that. There's someone on the rear passenger door. And I'm like, oh shit. And then like in my peripheral, I see a third person coming up to the driver's side. And I'm like, holy shit, there's three people. And I see guns in everybody's hand. And I'm just like, all right, well, I don't want to die. You know what I mean? And this is a 1996 Toyota Corolla. These guys are willing to fucking risk, potentially their whole lives for this shit. I'm gonna let them have it, of course. I'm not thinking this cool, but I'm thinking that quick. You know what I mean? Um, and so I just started to stand up. I put my hands up, and I thought, I'm not gonna jump ahead, but so I start to get out of the car, and dude just kind of has my, this young kid. I could tell he was young. He probably weighed like a buck fucking 25, but he was tall as I was. He was probably like 6 foot, and 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 instantly I just started to feel sad as I was scared for my life. But I was just like, I know these guys are young. Like you just hear it in their voices that they were probably like 21, 19, 18 maybe, and I just couldn't believe it was happening while it was happening. I was just like, dude, I'm so fucking broke. Like, and I'm getting carjacked. It was wild. And so as I'm getting out the car, dude has his hand on my shoulder and the gun pointed, to my chest. You know what I mean? And I look at him in his eyes and I can just see that like he wasn't some killer, he was just some kid. These three black kids who were just, I don't know, just getting like a carjacking rep in. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't make any sense to me. I would have understood it if I was in a nicer car. But when I looked at this kid in his face, I can tell he didn't know why he was there. And as he's pointing the gun at me, he's like, "Oh, check his pockets." Like, but it wasn't even like it wasn't even as cool as I just said it right then. It was like, "Oh, oh wait, we got to check his pockets." Like that. It was like super panic. It was almost like he forgot. Like I swear to God, he was like turning around. He's like, "Oh wait," and turned around and was like, "We got to check his pockets." And I just looked at him in his eyes and I was like, bro, I don't got anything. Like, and that's how I felt. Like, bro, like, I don't even have gas in the car. Like, you're literally going to get down the block. You're going to get down the street with that, you know? And, thank God I didn't get hurt. I was so grateful for not getting hurt, but I was afraid for my life for sure. For like, I mean, I swear to God, this shit happened in just a few seconds. It was so fast. Um, But I was in shock for sure. I mean, my car is my life, man. I deliver out that motherfucker, and it's and even if I didn't deliver it in it, I use it. I've used it to go to work. You feel me? And like, it's transportation is everything. And at that time when they took it, I was just like, my phone was in the car too, so I didn't have my phone, and for whatever reason, I didn't want to stop anywhere and like cause a scene. Like I wanted to go home, and I was probably, oh man, how many miles away from home? Um, Maybe 4 or 5 miles away from home, and I just jogged the whole way home. Like I seen them drive. They took my shit. The kid looked at me, and we had like this moment where we were both just like, "Damn, doesn't this broke shit suck?" At least that's what I felt. I didn't feel like any of them had it. Like any of these young men had any malicious intent. They were just doing what they felt like they should be doing, I suppose. And so I wasn't even really that mad about it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I was like, and to be honest, as I was jogging home, I was like, I don't, I was like, I don't even want to tell anybody that they're black. You know what I'm saying? There's just that party that was like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, come on. But yeah, I just ran home in shock and was like, man, this sucks. And finally made it home. Um, didn't have my keys, obviously. Didn't have my phone. And so I knocked on the front door in April, and her parents are home because they're actually in town. And so she opens the door, and I was like, yeah, I just I was super sweaty. I mean, just fucking hot as shit. And actually, well, no, it wasn't hot. It was in January, but I was sweaty just because I was running for like 45 minutes. And and I was like, yeah, I just got carjacked. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I these three dudes just robbed me at gunpoint, took my car, and she was like she just didn't believe. It's like she didn't believe me, you know. And I was like, I need to use your phone now, so we can call the police. And she was like, wait, what? I was like, I need your phone. I just got fucking robbed at gunpoint. All right, I need I need to figure out if we can get my car back. And her parents, they're a little bit older, so they're just like, oh my God, just in shock and afraid for me and stuff. But, while I was in shock and all that shit myself, like I said, man, just grateful to be alive. They found my car 2 days later. They didn't fuck it up. They didn't wreck it. They didn't do nothing. They just drove it until it ran out of gas, and then it got towed, and I had to pay to get it back. And so, financially, they inconvenienced the fuck out of me. Um, but other than that, everything was fine. And I talked to God about it. I forgave them, and it's okay. I'm definitely riding around a little on edge, but I've lived here in Vegas for, let's see, for almost 4 years now, pretty much 4 years. And it's only happened once. You know what I'm saying? So, little harmless carjacking every 4 years. Huh? Never hurt anybody. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm just talking out of my ass, man. Um, but yeah, life is good. Life is good. About halfway through this second beer, I don't want to start getting, shitty on here and being a bad role model because, you got to save face. Can't be too honest on here. Can't be too honest on here. Or can you? Or can you? We're gonna find that out. I don't believe in being canceled. I think that's something that people have to kind of collectively agree to, right? Like it's almost like you're out of the group, but if the group is like, man, fuck that, man. That guy's cool, man. Who has the ultimate say that no, Jimmy said that and no one can ever say that. So he's out of the group forever. Like I don't know about that. You're starting to annoy me right fucking now. Like you're starting to get on my fucking nerves. And that's what people are allowed to do. People are allowed to get on each other's nerves and fuck up and make mistakes and take it back. And people are allowed to also take it back and not mean it. Oh, wow, isn't that new? A new concept there. Someone could say some shit and apologize for it and seem like they mean it, but not. Wow. So the canceling thing is fucking stupid. You're gonna force someone to do something that they don't mean anyway. Just flog them. You might as well just flog them. You feel so fucking. What are we doing? All this fake ass public shaming bullshit. Nah, man. Fucking whip his ass. You feel so strongly about it. Oh, but you're better than that. Well, these motherfuckers have no problem taking food off your table and food out of your kids' mouths. You know, can't. It's just wild. So I guess I say all that to say, I'm not afraid of that cancel culture bullshit. I'm just easing my way into this shit. I'm easing my way into this thing, having fun with it, and slowly figuring out how to convey my opinion, right? In a digestible way, and in a way that has lots of context, right? Let me get you motherfuckers used to me before I start talking crazy. Because you know what? You know what's sexy to me? Having inside jokes. Inside jokes is like it has to be like it just when you have an inside joke with someone, it's the best, you know? Just that little feeling you get when you just you and that person knows and no one else knows. And it's the silliest and the funniest and the best. And it reminds you guys every time how close you are. That's that's it. That's that's what's sexy right there. I remember I didn't even know that until I met a friend of a friend who was like, you're a handsome young. She was married, and her husband were cool as shit. Not in any kind of a weird way, just very respectable, deep in the real estate game, doing very well. And I was at this mansion party, my first mansion party ever, and I was a fat little fucker, and I was feeling all insecure and in my head about everything. Just so I was just minding my own business, right? Like any person who feels like that about himself would do. And and she was like constantly asking me things about my dating life and all that stuff. She's like, "No, you're good looking, and what type of girl do you like, and this and that." And then after a while, she just left it alone and brought it back up like an hour later and was like, "I know what kind of girl you like. I bet you like those type of girls where you have like the little inside jokes, and it's kind of like it's just you and her in the room and no one else is in the room and that type of stuff." And I was like, "Holy shit, how do you know all that?" Like it's like you're revealing it to me in front of me because I've always been not just shy, but like what they call an introverted person. But I always kept to myself, and I loved having close relationships with people and not having tons of friends, and I also like keeping people to myself too. That's something I learned is that I like to keep my friends to myself. I like having different groups of friends and having different jokes and different like almost like different genres of friends and inside jokes and stuff like that. And so yeah, it wasn't until she brought that up to me and like kind of revealed what was already there. Was I like, damn, you're right. Like the girl I with, she has to like love to laugh and loves to have little jokes and just little quirks and things that like only her and I know about. And that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have ourselves a sexy little relationship, inside jokes, and you're gonna get it. When some shit goes down, you're gonna say, "Ah, man, he ain't like that, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hey," just like that. That's exactly what you're gonna do. You're like, man, just like that, dude. Just like that. No, no, hell no. Just like that. I promise you. I promise you, because it's not just gonna be me speaking on here, because if I start talking crazy and it's all by myself, it's gonna sound out of control. Like it's gonna sound like I'm crazy. But we'll have some guests on here soon, and and it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. I'm almost done with this brew, so you're not gonna have to hear me ramble on for too much longer. I will say that there's good things happening. I know I say that often, but I really mean it. Um, I know I know everything. And I'm just speaking. I'm just talking, right? I know everything feels like it's ending. Like just as we know it. But that's just because we're getting older. Things change, and that's all right. We don't get to be here for very long, and that's cool too. Gotta get the fuck out the way. And I don't think we're always supposed to understand what the fuck is going on. Like, what's happening next? What is this? What is this new generation? What's up with these kids? You know, that shit isn't new. And so I think there's just kind of a there's like a mentality shift happening where the old and new is colliding right now. And I think it's gonna bring like the perfect balance. You know, the perfect balance where the the old principles that got us here will create a nice foundation for the things that are here now that are going to get us to the future. You know, because the old ways, the foundation is great. But there's a lot of shit that just isn't working, and that's good, and that's good. I heard Louis C.K. say that science isn't to be trusted. You're not supposed to trust science. You're supposed to test it and question it. And I see that with, the tangible things in life like economy and society. It's like, well, yeah, there was a whole lot of disagreements a few hundred years ago. Whole lot. Whole lot of disagreements. But holy shit, look at where the fuck we are today. It's an incredible thing that I don't take lightly at all, and I'm grateful for. I mean, fuck, dude. If you'd rather be living in 1822 versus 2022, you're out of your fucking mind, man. You're crazy. You're crazy to think that there's anything better about that time anywhere on the world. So, the reality is when you get off of your fucking phone and you get your dick out of your hand and you go step into this motherfucker, it's some cool shit going on. You participate, there's some cool shit going on. And I'm talking to myself too. I listen back to these shits and I'm just like, man, that's right. You get your fucking ass up, man. I gotta talk to myself like this constantly. It's getting better, dude. What are you talking about? Don't have what? Don't have what? Anything you've ever wanted, you've been able to get. Only thing you've never got is something you never tried to go get, man. For real. Think about anything you ever wanted. Really. You made sure you got that shit. Something you didn't really want, you didn't really try to go get it. And whatever, you know what I mean? And that's a good thing. Cuz that means you could go get it. It's not a knock. It's beautiful to find out like, yeah, I could have it. I could learn it. I could do it. I could fix it. I could make it. I could create it. You know? And so yeah, good things are happening. Good things are happening. I believe that with my whole heart. I really do. So you guys take care. Take care of your take care of your families, take care of yourself, and yeah, you're blessed. You're strong. You're powerful. There's good things happening. There's good things going towards you and in your favor. I know it. You know it. You're healthy, capable, smart. Have it. You have everything you need right now, and ain't nothing gonna phase you. Put in that work. Do your best not to procrastinate. Be lazy. Let's try our best to get this shit done. This work done. Let's be happy. Let's be healthy. And yeah, fuck everything else. Fuck everything else. I love you, and I thank you for spending this time with me. I will reiterate one more time how much it means to me that anybody will spend their time listening to me. Um, while I do joke and have fun, I do not feel like in any way like this is a joke. Um, I'm very grateful. The things that we're doing are very real. Um, and I know the people who are listening to this are very real. And so just know that you guys have my respect, and I will continue to do my best. And when I say do my best, I just mean come on here and just kick it to you live the way I know how, man. Just the way I know how. That's what I'm going to continue to do. There's not going to be uh, no sugar coated nothing from me. And I look forward to very, very soon having some guests who I believe have some beautiful stories and will be able to affect some people through their journey and their honesty and their will and their desire and their lives, you know. So everybody take care. It was fun. Thank you for letting me have my 2 beers and have some fun before I you know what I mean, call it a night. But yeah. Thank you. Peace.